him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-magob, it's time for the only news that matters on Black Sabbath Sunday. And speaking of Black Sabbath, on Black Sabbath Sunday, Black Sabbath bassist Geezer Butler recalls how Tony Iommi briefly joined Jethro Tull before coming back to the band and achieving success on his own terms. This brief stint was back in the heavy metal band's formative days, just as Iommi, Butler, Ozzy, and Bill Ward underwent their first name change, going from Polka Tulk to Earth. However, Iommi's time in Ian Anderson's band proved to be short. The riff lord didn't stay long enough to record any material with Jethro Tull, but did get to mime to the song for Jeffrey on the Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus and made another live performance on the BBC. Before I keep reading this, I want somebody out there to leave the comments below, if anybody, because I've always questioned, the footage of Tony Iommi playing with Jethro Tull. I watched that, they don't have no close-ups of the fingers and stuff. I always wondered, was his fingers chopped off yet during that? Not sure, but that's something that maybe somebody out there knows that will leave it in the comments below. And so, reflecting on the short separation with Iommi, Butler told the Q104.3 radio in a recent interview that his bandmates departed after impressing Anderson during a gig where Earth opened for Jethro Tull. He recalled, he enticed Tony away. We were a blues band at the time, and we were supporting them in Birmingham. And as Tony was doing his guitar solo, we saw Ian Anderson slowly come into the gig, stand right in front of Tony, and he was like mesmerized. And we were thinking, oh no, this looks bad, because we were doing nothing at the time. And afterwards, Tony came when we were going in the van, going home. He said, Ian Anderson asked me to join Jethro Tull. And we got nothing. You may as well go for it, we said. Eventually, Iommi grew disillusioned with Jethro Tull after realizing that he wouldn't have the level of creative freedom he wished for. So Butler added, I went down to London with him because he needed company. And after a week, he said, I don't want to join Jethro Tull. Why? You're getting proper wages. You're going to go and you're going to America at the end of the month. Why don't you want to do it? And he said, because Ian told me what to play. And nobody tells me what to play. I'm fucking Tony Iommi, goddammit. That part he didn't say, but I said it for him. And that was it, And back in 2021, Iommi noted that his short stint with Jethro Tull was an invaluable experience, as being in a band with a rock-solid work ethic meant that he could bring that knowledge back to Earth, Black Sabbath. It taught me a lot because I saw the ways they worked, and I took that back to our band. This is what we need to do. They thought I must be mad, but they did it. Geezer Butler never saw the light of day until 12 o'clock normally. But I said, no, we got to rehearse at 9 o'clock in the morning. So we would get around to his house, pick him up, and we would get there to the rehearsal. And it started working. It was a serious thing, and because I had the chance of being in Jethro Tull and didn't do it, our guys had moved to the show. And it sort of worked. God, I am so grateful that Tony Iommi is such a badass that he was like, man, I'm Tony freaking Iommi. Nobody tells me what to play. And left, because if Tony would have stayed, that would have been a big, 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 big mistake. You know? For the music world, there would have been no Black Sabbath. You know? So Tony took what he got from, you know, Jethro Tull, the professionalism of Ian Anderson, and brought it to Black Sabbath. And, you know, they were Earth at the time, then they turned into Black Sabbath. Then they turned into the greatest fucking band in my world. Nobody can touch 70s Sabbath. But 80s Merciful Fate is right there tied with it. And I dig me some Jethro Tull. I love the album Benefit. I own that. I love that song Teacher. Aqualung is awesome. I also have the Busting Out Live album and Too Old to Rock and Roll. Is that the name of it? Young Enough to Rock. I can't remember. Young Enough to Rock and Roll. Too Old or Too Young to Rock and Roll. I forget. But anyway, I dig me some Jethro Tull. And I'm not into instruments you blow into. Yet, I don't mind Jethro Tull's little flute playing, you know? And, you know, I did mention once, I don't like, you know, instruments you blow into and somebody goes, what, you don't like Jethro Tull? And I'm like, all right, there's an exception, okay? But everything else, I hate the saxophone. I just hate instruments you blow into, you know? But sometimes, you know, there are rare occasions where it does kind of work. I know there's a couple Pink Floyd songs where the saxophone is pretty cool. And Supertramp, you know, I love me some Supertramp, especially Crime of the Century, my favorite Supertramp album, an amazing album. But for me, Black Sabbath, man. Black Sabbath had to exist. You know, I mean, I don't know, man. Without Black Sabbath, I might hurt you. That's right. Their music stops me from hurting you. They're just so phenomenal. What they did on those albums, and I hate that, oh, you can only trust the first 6 Black Sabbath albums shirt. I'll tear that shirt off you if I ever saw you walk around with that shit. No. It's way more than 6 albums, all right? Yeah, I know. I got weird taste in music. I love a lot of weird stuff. And yeah, there was a guy not that long ago, because he likes U2 and crap like that, you know, telling me I'm too close-minded, he says. You're too close-minded with your metal and stuff. Yeah, because I love metal. Metal is my favorite form of music. You know, it's all other types of music that I love all takes a backseat to metal. But I love ABBA. I'm a huge fan of ABBA. Cheap Trick. I even like some Taylor Swift shit. Yeah, you heard me. I'm a Swiftie. I love me some Tay-Tay. You know? But Tay-Tay has to take a back seat to Black Sabbath. And all metal, really, you know? Well, all metal I love. Traditional metal, thrash metal, some death metal. Love me all that shit, man. And I'm not ashamed to say it, you know? A lot of people feel like, oh, I don't just like metal. I like different types of music. That's them, like, looking down on metal, like, ew, I like other types of music. Which is fine if you do like other types of music. But talking bad about metal because, you know, and these people that say this, in my experience, all like some metal. You know, they don't detest metal, you know. I respect more the people that don't like metal at all and say stuff like, oh, I don't like that stuff, you know. I'm more into, you know, country or whatever the fuck. You know, but these people that actually like some metal bands and have to go out of their way to say, I like different types of music. Shut the hell up. Seriously. Just like what you like and stop acting like you're too good for metal. Because you're not. Nobody is too good for metal. Metal rules all. But But anyway, that took a hard shift in the news report, huh? I went off on some other tirade, but what do you all think, man? Leave it in the comments below. What you feel about, what Geezer said about this, Tony Iommi and Jethro Tull stuff. Leave it in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching The Only News That Matters. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you are subscribed to my channel. If not, please subscribe and hit that little notification bell. And in case you are subscribed, please check to see if you're still subscribed, because people are getting unsubscribed over and over again. And they keep coming back and subscribing. So I hope you do as well. Please. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty, listen to Black Sabbath, and smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.